Hi, my name is Tommaso.
And my name is Chris.
Welcome to HEARIN'spire. If you're considering living abroad for a short or a long period, you are in the right place. In this podcast, we will share our personal experiences and tell how stressful, but also amazing, it can be to move your whole life to a different country. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome everyone to the next episode of the Inspire podcast. I am Tommaso and I'm back here for this very, very nice episode. I'm here joined by Haibo and Charles. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, Tommaso.
Hi, Tommaso.
How are you? How is it going?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
We should specify that we are recording now during a summer school, so yesterday evening was quite quite busy, so we are slightly tired, but we will do our best today to be very, very entertaining and with useful advice maybe. Okay, so as with all the others, let's start with some very rapid and fiery questions. Which one of you wants to start? Charles, you have the mic?
I can do it, man.
Okay. So, Charles, no thinking, just answer. Beer or wine?
Wine,
Concert or Spotify?
Spotify, even if I don't have it.
Tidal then. Coffee or tea?
Ah,
Nothing. Okay. Car or bike?
Bike,
Cats or dogs?
guinea pig.
Workout or chill out?
Chill out.
Good. Mountain or sea?
See, definitely.
Bitter or sweet?
Oh, bitter. IPA, you know?
Yeah. Or Negroni. Summer or winter?
Summer.
And finally, I would say, oh, no, yeah, looks like I'm done with you.
Yeah, pretty fast, huh?
Very, very fast. Okay, let's move with Haibo then. So, Haibo, car or bike?
Bike?
Coffee or tea?
Tea?
Workout or chill out?
Of course, chill out.
Of course, you would be surprised though. Concert or Spotify?
Well, concert?
hmm Mountain or sea?
Mountain?
Beer or wine?
Wine?
Summer or winter?
Winter?
Mm. Bitter or sweet?
Well, sweet?
And then, are you a cat person or a dog person?
Cat person?
Okay, very well. Nice, nice. Quick introduction. So I think it's very nice for me to do this episode with you two specifically, because I record the first episode with Sarah, who moved to Paris, and we have here Charles, who's from France, even though not from Paris, and Haibo, that also is Paris related. But I will let you two do the introduction. So maybe we start with Haibo since you now have the mic. You want to tell us like you're from, where are you from, like are you joined, why you joined the Inspire project, and where do you live now?
I am from China. Now I am living in Paris because this project. Why I choose this project? Because before I started this project, I did an internship in France. I really enjoyed the short time living in France, so I was looking for, if there's an opportunity in France, it would be good. I would continue to experience more life in France. And then I found out this project, and it's also very interesting. And that's why I chose this project and now live in Paris and very happy.
Why was this project interesting? You said like it's interesting. Why?
Well, I am not, I don't want to do very theoretical things. My background is applied mathematics and data scientist. A lot of job in mathematics are very theoretical. I I am personally not interested in theoretical thing. I would like to do more application, but this project is apply math to safety pharmacology. It's very useful to the industry, and it's not only benefit for the industry, it's also benefit myself. Maybe I will have more opportunity to move to industry.
Nice, nice. So concrete person, Hyper. Practical,
Thank you.
pragmatical. So okay, so you come from China and you moved to Paris. So we will go back there in a bit. But now we have Charles who came from France.
Oh yeah, I
where-
do. I do.
Where from France, Charles?
I come from Lille, which is France, close to Belgium, but still France. We have perfect life in Lille. If you've never been to Lille, I recommend it. It's really the best place in France.
So you really really like Lille, but now where do you live?
So I'm currently living in Maastricht.
Okay.
It has been 2 years now, and it's pretty amazing. To be honest, it's really cool. And I'm not that far from Lille. Even if France is a big country, Lille is super close. Maybe the closest point than Maastricht from here. Only 2 hours driving, so yeah, it's a perfect life. Really perfect life.
Nice, nice, very nice. Maybe we can start from this, right? So our idea is to do this podcast so that people who are interested in moving abroad can have some advices or like first-hand experience from us. That because that's also what a part of what we do. We have decided to move into another country. But sometimes like it's very different for everybody. Someone decided to move out because
Sure.
I'm just tired of living in the same place. Let's try something new. But
That's
but
true.
you but you really like Lille, so why eventually do something? 'Cause if you really like where you are, this maybe it's even I don't know a little more complicated or
That's true. To be honest, it's sometimes a bit difficult when you have all your friends living in Lille and you are here. But it's a good reason for you to go back to your country every weekend. And as it's close, as I said, it's pretty cool. um, yeah, for me, I would say I would never stay more than several years in the same place. I want to see the world. I want to meet other people, but you keep in front of your heart. You keep like the spirit of your city where you're from. And people from the north of France are really like it's well known that we are really warm people. Like we welcome everyone, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, definitely I would like to live abroad, but keeping in the front of my heart, Lille for sure.
okay, nice. And maybe now since you've spoken about like people from the north of France are like warm and maybe people to your judgment of course because like here I'm no expert, but Haibo, you come from China, and since most of us are European, most of the members of the Inspire project are from a European country. You come from far away from compared to all of us, and when you say like I'm from China, like okay, fine, but not all China is the same, right? So maybe you want to tell us like I don't know, just something more about like where are you from China and why you maybe like you find yourself so well in France?
I am from a city in north of China. It's also something similar we found in France. People from north of China and south of China quite different.
Like French then.
Yes,
So
yes,
maybe
yes.
not so different China and Europe.
Yes, yes. Of course, Chinese culture is more conservative compared to European culture. I mean, the people. But we also find this difference. The dishes North people like, or the lifestyle, or they are more warm, coming, welcoming people like North in France compared to South from south of China. Yes,
Okay.
there's this kind of difference.
Okay,
It's
nice.
similar.
So maybe that's why you find yourself so well in France. Is it's very similar. And would you agree with what Charles said? Like in the north of France, people are very warm, I'm interested in, because you were already in France before joining the Inspire project, and you decided to stay. So obviously you really like it, as you said. How was like the first time that you came to France from China? Like how was it for you? This kind of
Um,
first experience.
the first city I visited is Paris. Before I was imagining Paris is a lot of fashion brand, so romantic, like you see in the movie, but actually is not.
Okay, so you had a bit of a Paris effect, and like you imagine it like so amazing, maybe, or like so romantic, as you said.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh,
I ask Parisian, do you think all French are so romantic? My colleague told me, no, it's not true. They are same as normal people. But there's also some good thing is they are always want to help you. Sometimes because the language problem, I don't speak good French, and they if I ask a random person on the street, they may be surprised because the language, but they try to use their phone to Google figure it out how to help you.
okay, so definitely there is a, like a more um, a warming,
Yes,
let's say welcome, let's say,
yes,
right? Okay, that's, I think it's very nice, especially when you do like like, such a long journey to eventually end up somewhere very different from where you're from, and finding this welcome, probably it's very nice. And how was for you, Charles? Like when you arrived in Maastricht in the Netherlands, were you welcome like you would have been in the north of France, or a bit different?
I was pretty lucky, to be honest, because here at M4I we have lots of PhD students from all around the world, like yeah, doing the same like PhD, you know. So I was really surprised. Like here when I arrived, it was really perfect. Like what I could dream, it happened. So and as well, some French people they were here as well to finish their PhD. So I was not really alone. And here in Maastricht, it's super easy to make some new friends. Super easy. You have so many activities that you can join. No, really, I could not even dream something else. It was really perfect.
Sounds I think it sounds very nice. It really sounds
Yeah, it
very
is.
very
It is. Yeah. So thanks to Maastricht University.
yeah. You mentioned first before U4I. Maybe you want to just like clarify what is U4I for the people that
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know it.
indeed. So MFRA is the platform where I'm currently doing my PhD. It's here in Maastricht University, and we are specialized in some techniques to study our project, the INSPIRE project in safety pharmacology. So yeah, no,
Okay.
pretty cool.
Nice. Okay. I think that there is probably another thing that we can, let's say, compare between you two and your maybe shared experience or the different ones, which is, sorry, which is so. You Charles, I know that. So you're here and you live in Maastricht, but um, you don't live in the center of Maastricht, right?
That's correct. That's true. You know everything.
I know, yeah. I have my background.
You made your research.
Yeah, exactly. I study, and then we do the podcast. That's how a very like professional PhD student works. Research first, and then action.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm not that far because Maastricht is a small city, I would say. So you can do everything by bike or by walking or take the bus. But yeah, there are so many bikes here in Netherlands. It's crazy compared to France. It's completely different. But I have the chance. I'm quite lucky that my house is like 5 minutes, really 5 minutes cycling from the university. The city center is not that far as well. It's only 10 minutes by cycling. So Maastricht is a really nice city to live just for that.
Yeah, but now that we are here all in Maastricht for this summer school, I also could appreciate like how many bikes there are, like, and bike services that you can just like take and go basically potentially everywhere. Also because there are loads of bike lanes
Oh yeah.
everywhere, which is super nice. For example, for me, I come from Italy and I live in Israel. Something like this is like absolutely not imaginable. It's a very different situation.
I can
But
imagine.
we will talk about this in another moment, or maybe we already did. And yeah, so very nice.
Yeah,
Very
but you saw
very.
yesterday that Maastricht is not that flat as we could think. There are some hills.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
So,
You could be very surprised by
oh yeah.
by
So
how many hills there are to cycle. So
true.
better
That's true.
better to be a bit exercised. And what about you, Haibo? We also asked. I also asked the same question to Sarah, and how was like for her to move around Paris. But do you have a bike in Paris or something like that?
Because I guess Paris is much more bigger than here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, definitely. I have a bike. You know, I was super naive. Before I buy the bike, I was thinking, oh, it's so easy, just a 7 kilometer from my home to the work. It's not so far. But then I realized it was like this, up, down, up, down, up, down. I do the bike, I take 40 minutes, arrive office, I am already very sweating.
Okay.
I,
Not,
I, I
not not the best way to arrive at work, definitely.
Yes, I could not stand. I sweat take the sweat whole day and working. And the second week, I give up my bike. And after now I take metro each day.
Yeah, I think that's really like also what Sarah told us. Like the metro eventually in a city that is as big as Paris ends up to be probably your main public transport. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Okay. I see. But you still have a bike.
I do, but my bike is like taking rest in my garage for 4 months.
I see. I see. Okay. Um, are there moments since again you really like France, but are there moments in which you I don't know in your daily life, you think like I don't know I really miss this thing about my hometown or about China, um,
Yes, for me it's the food.
the food.
I like French food. They have a lot of they have some food like similar to China. In China, we eat like cow stomach. We eat pig food. This kind of thing you can find in France. And I realize in maybe in another European country they don't eat such stuff. But in France, I can find. But there's still some way of cooking. It's from different from traditional Chinese dish, and you cannot find the real uh, dedicated Chinese chef doing good in the Chinese restaurant. And I also miss the food from my mother, of course. And
Okay.
yes, and at the beginning of my PhD, there was a lockdown. During the lockdown, it was a harder time because I could not go out, meet a lot of other PhDs or other students, make new friends. It take longer time for me to adjust the life. But after now, is everything much better.
Okay. And okay, so Haibo misses a bit the Chinese food, and do you miss the French food, Charles, in Maastricht, or not at all? Maybe you also miss Chinese
Uh,
food.
yeah, no, I think the thing I missed really is the beer, to be honest, because
The beer.
the beer, like in Lille, as we are close to Belgium, we have the Belgian beers. Here as well in Maastricht, we are close to Belgium as well. But in France, in the north of France, we have really, really good beers, and that's really what I miss most. The fromage, of course, fromage, French fromage.
Obviously.
The French wine as well. No, yeah, but it's not that bad here. So to be honest, yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
lucky.
Yeah. Okay. Very well, but the other thing that we asked so far to the others is okay. So someone wants to go live abroad, right? And but probably the first, let's say, obstacle or like challenge is I have to find an apartment, or like I have to find a place to live.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and maybe we can quickly go back to Aibo for a second, because when I talked with Sarah, she was telling us, there is like there are very nice options for dorms in Paris, and usually it's not a problem. But if you want to have to rent an apartment in Paris, something that can happen is that people ask you to have a reference, like a person that guarantees that will pay for your rent in case you are not paying, unless you really earn, I don't know, much money, which as a PhD student, of course, we don't. Was also this your experience? Like, was it hard for you to find a house in Paris? How is the yeah? How difficult it is?
It is true. It's not easy to find an apartment in Paris because the market is very competitive. Before I arrive in Paris, I was asking my friends I used to work with in my internship, and they try to find some contact for me in Paris. And that was really helpful because they could find somebody they trust. And they rent for you because they know you. They can give you little deduction for the price. But the thing is true. They also ask for guarantee, like the one, like write a letter for you, or put their name on the contract in case something happen. They can have another one to guarantee for the payment.
Okay, okay, but so you were still able to find eventually an apartment.
Yes, yes, of course. There's so many way to find it. It just take. I think in Paris you take a longer time. You need really to search and asking a lot of landlord.
Okay, so do not give up. Eventually, it might be
Yes,
difficult, but don't give up. Probably, even if you are like a person that wants to live in Paris, there is a way.
yes.
Okay, okay. And do you think that the language, like you don't speak French, right?
I can only speak very little bit.
Okay, okay. Um, but do you think like when you started like living in France even before the PhD, was it a problem for you, the fact that you were not able to speak French or like to understand French, or was super easy and no issues?
Um, there's no big problem for daily life, like shopping or restaurant. For this, you can handle. But what I experience is if you go to government office for some document,
Hmm.
or if you go
Bureaucratic
to
issues, I see.
yes, yes, this kind of issue, or you go to see doctors usually speak English, so there's no problem. Just for the administrative administration document, this kind of stuff, they usually don't speak English with you.
I see, I see. But I think that this is like again, as we are asking more and more people, this is also usually the case in many countries. Um, but it's, I think it's nice because usually some people have experienced like in a country like France or also like Italy. I can also put mine inside in this list. There are actually sometimes some issues because not many people speak English, or they speak a fluent level of English, but you said in Paris usually you don't have this issue, which is
Yes.
a very good thing.
Yes, I don't I never live in a very small town in France, so I don't know if I move to a countryside it will become a big problem or not.
Okay, I think on this we can ask Charles then.
I can say it might be difficult to be honest. You saw my accent. Did you hear my French accent? It's terrible. So, yeah, French and English. Sorry, we are not that good.
Okay, but what about for you, Charles? Like moving to Maastricht, finding a house was like difficult, super easy, and what's your relationship with Dutch? Dutch language.
Smakelijk, and that's it. No, I should try.
What did you say?
I think it's just like please.
Mhm.
No, yeah, Dutch is really a difficult language. Um, Here it's fine. We are all speaking in English. But when I arrived here, I was really the worst in English. So at the beginning, it was a bit terrible. Like I was always
So
sorry.
your English was the problem.
I think so. Yeah. Sorry, what did you say? Can you repeat again? No, it was terrible. But I think yeah, here after 2 years, it's crazy because we are so many internationals. You can improve your skills in English so fast. So yeah, it's really great, really really great. And for the Dutch, I promise I will try to learn before the end of my PhD at least.
Some Dutch. Okay, okay, okay. So also for the apartment, you didn't find any big issue?
Not really. Maastricht is a really, I would say, student city. We have so many students. I think Maastricht University is a really well-known university. Um, no, it was not that complex. I had to register in like 10 Facebook groups to find the place, and then I had to do several interviews with the housemates. So it was a bit like finding a job. You have different steps, and you have to reach all the steps. But no, it was not that complex. I used to live in a shared house for my first year, for 1 year,
Okay.
and then one of my friend he finished his PhD, so he left Maastricht, and lucky me, I got his flat.
Okay, okay. Wow, that's very nice. That's also like an example of like usually when you arrive, you kind of have to deal maybe a bit, to compromise a bit on what you find, and then but from there for sure you're able to find more
Exactly.
more
Yeah.
more more.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely you can find some people like make connections, make friends, and they will give you some tips to find a place super easily. So yeah, no, it was pretty cool.
And what like would you say that Maastricht is it's very expensive as a city to live in? Because maybe sometimes this can also be something that kind of like prevents people from living. It's like who knows how much it costs like
Oh
living
yeah.
in the Netherlands or
Yeah.
or in Paris also, because Paris also probably is a is quite an
Yeah.
expensive city.
There, that's true. I have one example. One of my friend, I won't say his name, but he's doing his PhD here with me. He lives in the city center, but when I say city center, it's really city center. And for like let's say 13, maybe 15 square meters, he pays more than 800 euros, which is super super expensive. And I'm quite lucky because for me, yeah, the price is completely I would say affordable. Like yeah, it was fine. And maybe for Haibo in Paris, it was maybe a bit more complex.
Okay, uh, is it?
Yes, definitely. In Paris, you pay much more if you live in very, very city center, more than 20 square meter. It can be 1,050, yes, 1,500 or 1,200. It's difficult in the city center. You find a studio less than 1,000 euro. Yes, and
Wow,
yeah.
that's definitely then
Yes,
expensive.
yes, yes. For a student, imagine for a student life, we don't have a lot of money, and you pay more than half of your salary to if you pay yes more than half a salary to your rent, you have nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I see. So that might be a bit of a downside, but on the other side, Paris is also a big city, so it is normal that it is a bit more expensive. Okay, I'm seeing that we are approaching the end, and maybe it would be nice to close with. I asked you before, what is the one thing that you might miss a bit more about your home country? What is the one thing that you are enjoying most of living abroad? Like, what is the thing, Haibo, that you think this there is this thing in Paris, and I really really like it. I really enjoy it.
Um, is the working, for example, the working environment. I work in a research institute. Everybody is PhD, and I feel the people are so nice, and I never feel alone. And for me, it's the interaction between different culture, experience, the local life is the best thing.
Okay, that's very nice. And what about you, Charles? There is not the beer that you would like to drink, but tell us, maybe there is a food that you particularly like, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the international atmosphere here at work. As I said, we are from all around the world, more than 20 PhD students. So yeah, the atmosphere here is super great. You can meet so many people. So yeah, if you have any doubt, if you have any fear, don't hesitate 1 second and come to live in Maastricht.
Okay, okay, that's super nice. So even without the right beer, you can still have a lot of fun and
Yeah.
and connect well with people, with international people.
That's
Okay,
the most important, I think.
yeah, definitely, definitely. People matters more. Okay, okay. So I would like to thank you both
Thank you, Tommaso.
for this chat. Yeah, thank you, Charles. Thank you, Haibo.
Thank you
Uh,
so much.
no problem. Okay, so we are arrived at the end of this episode. Thank you again, and see you to anyone that's listening for us. And always click to the next episode. See you. Bye bye.